Okay, so I've seen Sinners about 2 times now, and I basically made it my whole personality.
An exciting new obsession.
It's all I've been able to think about for like the past couple of days, and I think I genuinely need to make this video so I can sleep ever again. Okay, so you know the drill. There are going to be spoilers in this video. So if you haven't seen Sinners, go see it. It's really good. If you don't see it and you haven't seen it, I will probably be calling you racist. That might sound a bit harsh, but some of you guys literally went out of your way to like see fucking Avatar 2. So you at least elevate like blue people above black people, and that's honestly a red flag.
Son of a bitch.
To be fair, I haven't seen Avatar 2, but like look how much money it made, and I've literally never had a single conversation about anyone about this movie. So whoever saw it, like, bro, you wasted your money. Okay, so when I went to see Sinners, I just went in super blind. So the only thing I did know is that it vaguely involved vampires, but even then, when vampires were brought into the plot, I was like shocked at how just super traditional and ordinary the vampires were. You know, all of the stereotypical vampire weaknesses, vampire features were just all in the movie. So while there's very little spin on the vampires, what I find very interesting is that when it comes to the point where the main characters are fighting against the vampires, they don't actually use any of the traditionally religious weaknesses of vampires. You know, no crucifixes, no holy water. They stick to all of the major weaknesses of vampires except for those ones. The movie makes it pretty clear that salvation, specifically salvation for black people, is not coming from the Christian church. Remick even highlights this when, you know, towards the end of the movie, Sammy tries praying against him, and it's revealed like, yeah bro, I know all these prayers, like people force these things on me as well. This is not effective whatsoever. The same dude that you're using Christianity to protect yourself against is not only familiar with all these prayers, but has been following it for even longer than you have. Black Christians around the world see their religion as a place to seek refuge, when actually that same Christianity has been used by white people for generations to oppress black people, and it's just not something that you can reliably use to elevate black people in any way. So we have our main man, the Irish vampire Remick, whose plot is to essentially assimilate Sammy into his vampire horde and thereby have access to his music for basically the rest of eternity, which I think you can take as a pretty clear analogy for cultural appropriation. Now, what Remick says about everyone being able to live forever and know no pain and play music together for all eternity sounds good on the surface. What you have to remember about the vampires in this movie is that they are all bound to Remick's will. They don't actually know true freedom.
I am your way out. Don't cry. It's all better now.
While all the characters that have been turned into vampires maintain their souls and their personalities, everything they do is ultimately for Remick's benefit. You know, we see so often black musicians and artists who want to express their creativity, but everything they do ultimately just serves to uphold capitalism and white supremacy. Think someone like Kanye West.
Yo, you know I'm here with my white supremacist homeboy Nick. We back.
Sorry, I just take any opportunity to talk about Kanye West, but I think he's a great example. Come on, stay on topic. But just Sinners, talking Sinners now. Kanye West video another time, okay? So when Remick first turns up at the Juke joint and is asking to be invited, all the characters are rightfully skeptical. They can't put their finger on it, but they just know that they can't trust this guy. Everyone except for Stack, who's kind of open to it.
I sentence you to 4,000 lashes for conduct unbecoming a black man.
While all the main characters agree that it's not worth letting these white people in, what we see later on down the line in the movie is that the Juke joint is slowly losing money. When they first made it, they set out to create something for the community, create something for the black community. But over time, what they see is that creating stuff for the community just isn't profitable.
How much we got? We don't have any money.
I've seen a lot of people very critical of Mary and Stack's decision for Mary to go out to Remick and the other white vampires and try and get money from them. But what you have to remember is that at the time, that was literally going to be the only way they could protect the Juke joint, that they could keep it going, because they were going to go under and they were not going to have enough money to ever do this again. Is Annie Mary? Sorry, I keep getting the names mixed up. Mary is Haley Steinfeld, right? Okay. Mary feels like because she passes for white, that she can sort of act as a bridge between Smoke and Stack and Remick and the vampires outside, when unfortunately what happens is that she ends up getting assimilated into the vampire horde instead of being able to bring them in. I think that her intentions were very noble, and she definitely in that moment was doing something nice, But ultimately, I think it shows that sometimes you do try to bridge that gap. You do have to be careful about being assimilated into something else as opposed to being able to bring people in. And unfortunately, I think that what that whole situation represents is that actually a lot of the time, a black institution can't actually support itself without some white money involved. So, you know, as the movie was progressing and I saw Remick, my first thought was that, okay, is he going to be some kind of like racist vampire?
The killer is on the loose!
I mean, you know, there's a scene where he knocks on the door of those clan members to get in, and he sees the clan hood in the back of their house, and he's kind of relieved to see that. But what you kind of realize over the course of the movie is that Remick isn't racist himself. He genuinely doesn't have any negative thoughts or feelings towards black people. If anything, he doesn't like the white racists. But one of the more insidious things about Remick is that despite being Irish, he does use his proximity to whiteness to essentially protect himself. You know, when he sees that clan hood in their house, he's not happy because he agrees with them. He's happy because he knows that their racism is going to let them protect him against the Choctaws who are hunted him down. I think it's worth clarifying that I don't think Sinners is in any way against multiculturalism. Quite the opposite, actually. It's got a really cool, diverse cast of characters who all, you know, for the most part, break down stereotypes around race and gender from the time. Instead, I think it wants you to be able to tell the difference between the people who are just trying to vibe and have a good time in a diverse setting, and those who have no respect for the space and instead want to corrupt it into something they own. I feel like I had more to say, but I never know how to end these videos. Comment below which characters from Sinners you think can say the N-word. Okay, bye.